I'm going to try this again. This will be the 4th time I'm doing this video. It's now July 11th. I just did a little refresh on the makeup. I needed it. Welcome to the Anxious Woman. I have a pill to take. There's my coffee. I just added more ice. Super good. How's everybody doing? It's been a little while, almost a week, I think, since I've been here. A lot's happening around the world. A lot of really rough things. A lot of prayers being said. A lot of prayers being sent. Where do you even start with the way of the world? Let me fill you in on a few things. Someone asked, and I don't think I did this video. I'm hoping I didn't, but I don't think I did. Someone asked about the painting, and yes, it's poppies. It's one of George's earlier paintings, and it is poppies. Someone asked me why Sky and I divorced, and in a nutshell, it came down to debt. We met in 2010. We got married in 2014, and we weren't even sure. We were back and forth with whether we should get married, whether we wanted to get married, whether it made sense, what was it going to bring us to be married. And we got married, and then this revelation happened that he was in a large amount of debt that I would not have been able to carry if he had passed away. Now, this was not my debt. This was his debt and someone else's debt from years ago that no one took care of. And so I knew that on my budget, there was no way under the sun I was going to be able to handle his debt. And it was very stressful for me. And we sat down and we talked about it, and we made the decision to not stay married. And so we were married a year and 3 months, I think, before the divorce became final, which was September of 2015. So it came down to debt. We stayed together the whole time. We were never apart, but that's what it was. It was debt. I don't think there was anything else. Someone mentioned about my tattoos, and could I do a video, talking about my tattoos? And I can, and I will. Would I, just as a side note, would I get tattoos again if I could start over? No, I wouldn't. I think they're beautiful and amazing, and but I wouldn't do it again. Just for a lot of reasons, I just wouldn't. My tattoos go back all the way back to when I was in my early 20s. So we're talking, 45 years of tattoos, and I got my last one in 2017. I think that was the last one. So 8 years, and I won't get any more. And I'll do a video, and I can show what I can show, and explain why I got them. But really, a lot of people aren't that interested. But I will do it because it was asked, so I will. We are on the 11th of July. I'm trying to get things straightened out. I have a psychiatry appointment on the 16th. And if my journal is correct, someone has a birthday on the 15th. So that will be pretty cool, and I will be here for that day to say happy birthday. The husband has a doctor appointment on Monday. What would Monday be? 12th, 13th, 14th? yeah. And then the 16th, I have my psychiatrist by telehealth. And so we have those two things going on. And so I got more test results in from blood work and urine screening and all that. And it was found out that my B12 is low. Even though my B12 test came back normal, when you look at my red blood cell tests, one number was low, off the chart low by a little bit, and one number was very high, which shows that my B12 is low. So my doctor said to go and get B12. So I went to Target and I got a bottle of B12, 1,000 micrograms. I take one a day. They're teeny tiny. And I don't think I talked about this or showed this. There's 250 tablets, and I paid like $5 at Target. It's a Target brand. And they're teeny tiny. Super teeny tiny. I think I said, and if I didn't, I have my appointment for my DEXA scan to get my bone density done. There's B12. I have an appointment in October, early October, because I wanted a certain time of day, like 1 p.m. And that's the only, that was the earliest date I could get it. I'm also still taking my vitamin C. So I'm doing one, this is vitamin C with rose hip, 500 milligrams. And again, it's a Target brand, and they look like this. And I take these with meals. And so that's that. And that was like, I don't know, $4 or something. If I was at Walmart, I would look to see if there was a Walmart brand, and I would get that. I just happened to be at Target to pick up a prescription. I had a blood test that came back a little bit off, and so I need to go on an antiviral for a little while. And so I'm doing that for 10 days, and I'm like 3 days into that. Other than that, I'm okay enough. There was a lot, I'm not a doctor person. I don't really like doctors. It's not that I don't like the people. It's just I don't like the whole thing, the whole gamut, okay? And once you go to the doctor, it's like, as my doctor said, it's like opening Pandora's box. And so then I ended up with, well, you should get a DEXA scan done. Like, okay, we'll get a bone density. And what's that going to mean for me? It's going to mean let's find a calcium tablet or something like that, right? It will probably show osteoporosis. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't really think I need a DEXA scan to say there's, my bones aren't that dense. I would be surprised if it comes back that my bones are dense and everything's great. So then, you open up that can of worms, and then you get all your blood work done, and you find that your cholesterol's up, your LDL is not where they want it, and so they want it low. They want it under 100, I think it is, and mine's what is mine? 146 or something. My cholesterol, they want it. What was my cholesterol? 256. They want it under 200. Yeah, my cholesterol has been up, like ever since my first blood test. It wasn't up when I was working at the hospital because I was moving all the time. But then when I stopped working at the hospital, my cholesterol started to go up. So then, it's kind of like one thing after another. Now I got to go to the GYN, and I got to get an exam. So then there's going to be that, which is probably going to mean estrogen added in, which is going to be that. And yeah, it's like one thing after another, as soon as you go to the doctor. I don't like it. But now that I talked about all that, I want to thank a couple of my people, Dee and Stacy and Donna and Lisa, for contacting me through text to say, hey, are you doing okay? And a couple people on Facebook that, cheered me on. I hit a rough patch, and so, I had a couple days of struggle. If anybody's on Facebook, I want you to follow 18-year-old Ella Conway, and follow Lori Conway and their son Kale, K-A-L-E Conway. Ella has a video on where she's talking about her symptoms of anxiety, and it's interesting to watch, and I totally get where she's coming from, because I have pretty much all of them, and then some. So give Ella Conway and Kale Conway and Lori Conway a follow if you would. I don't know if the other two kids have Facebook or not. I'm not sure, but yeah, give them a follow. I want to talk a minute. I want to ask you, what are you doing with your life? Like, seriously, what are you doing? How are you spending your moments? How are you spending your hours, your days? What are you doing with your time here on earth? What are you doing? Are you happy? Are you content? Are you satisfied with your life? Are you struggling? Are you unhappy? Are you broken? Are you depressed? Are you getting everything you want? Are you fulfilled? Where are you? What are you doing with your time? I was thinking the last couple days about time and where I am in my life. My mom and dad have passed away. My 4 oldest siblings have passed away. At least 3 brother-in-laws that I know of have passed away. One that I just love to pieces. Well, 2 that I love to pieces. I lost a niece who was very young, 22, when she died. Of course, Sky is gone, my partner. And my husband lost his brother. And all of my aunts and uncles have passed away. Some of my cousins. And yeah, so I'm looking at where I am in my life. My kids, my adult grown kids, are all over the country, and there's a lot of fracture in our relationships. I have 3 remaining sisters. I don't know who talks to who, and I don't have any girlfriends local. I don't have any girlfriends here. I have my husband, and I have one old friend from way back in the day. One of my old friends, we haven't talked for 2 weeks. He said he's very busy. he's busy. So we just haven't connected in any way, shape, or form. And that makes my circle smaller. And but I am establishing a relationship with George's sister, one of his sisters, and that's a good thing. That's a positive thing, right? And but I'm thinking about my life and where I am and my home here with George, and what it looks like, and what does life look like for me now. I look at all the paperwork. Like, I look at the practical stuff first. The wills, the power of attorney, the health directives. Check, check, check. Done. Knowing where everything is, paperwork-wise, being practical, right? Because I will turn 66 next month, which means I finish 66 years. Not that I'm starting 66, but that I'm ending it. So in another month and 8 days, I'm done 66 years here on Earth. And I roll right into my 67th year, which puts me 3 years away from 70. George is already in his 70th year. By the time I have my birthday, he'll be halfway through his 70th year. So you get to a place of being very practical for a moment. You don't want to stay there, but you want to be practical. You want to know things like, where's the extra keys to the house? You want to know where the water shut-off valves are. You want to know how to turn off the smoke detectors if you need to. You want to know who to call in case of a plumbing emergency or, whatever. You want to know how to get into each other's computers and phones if need be. We just got a 911 alert in our area saying that our 911 service is out right now. So if we would need to call 911, it's not happening right now for whatever reason. So that's the practical stuff. Where am I health-wise? Am I caught up in the things that I want to be caught up in with my health? What about my husband? Is he caught up in doing well and all that? Yes. Do I know everything about my home? Outlets, switches. Do you ever plug something in and it doesn't work because the switch needs to be on? I'm talking like simple things. We have a dishwasher in this house that we have never used. We've been here since February. We've never used the dishwasher. It looks like a brand new dishwasher. It's really nice. We've never used it. We do need to run it at some point, just to know that it works, because we don't even know if it works. But things like practical things, when to change the water filter and all that kind of stuff in your refrigerator, and when does your car go for inspection, and when did you have an oil change last, and what mechanic do you use, and all those things. Like, you need to know those things. And let me fix that. And I did get hair color. That's a side note. I am aware that my roots are showing. And then it comes down to, what are you doing with your days? How are they flowing? We have a rhyme and rhythm here. And is it perfect, and is it exactly what I want? No. George and I both have terrible sleep patterns. I fall asleep easily, and I sleep lately I fall asleep around 9:30, 9:45. We just started watching House. We watched all of Fear Factor, all the seasons, and now we're watching House. Now, I saw almost all of House from beginning to end, almost, but he never saw House. So we're on season 1, episode 6 or 7. He loves it, I love it. And so we watch House, and we watch the new Press Your Luck. and we do that in the evening. So he is awake a lot. Like he'll be awake for 15 minutes and he'll sleep for 20 minutes and he's awake again. I will sleep and then wake up around, lately I've been waking up around midnight. I go to the bathroom, I come back to bed, I fall back to sleep till between 3 and 4. So I've been awake again since 3. The night before last I woke up at 4. The night before last, from that, I woke up at 4. And I don't go back to sleep. So, and then I get on my phone, I read, I play games. I have a couple games, some word games, some things to try to help me with my memory and all that kind of thing. And I have tea. I usually have a cookie with my tea. He has oatmeal, and we start our day. We decide if we're going to go to the store. I clean something each day. Every day I clean something except for Sundays. Sundays is my day off. Tomorrow is change the bedding day. So I'll change the bedding, put a clean sheet on the bed, change out the pillowcases and wash them. And then I do my video. I don't always put them up, but I do one. He does some work upstairs at his computer. We always have at least one meal together, and then like a real light supper. Like he has yogurt and I have cottage cheese, and we put some fruit on it, and that's that. We call it a night. So, but how are we spending our time? Some of it is spent talking, some of it is spent looking at our phones to research things. But sometimes we sit out on the deck and we just watch the sky, watch the clouds. Do I feel like I'm living my life to the fullest, whatever that's supposed to mean? No, I don't feel like I am right now. There's a couple of things that I want to do. I want to pay off my cell phone. I owe AT&T probably around $700 yet on this phone that I'm using right now. It's an iPhone 15 Pro Max. I got it because I had an iPhone 11 for years. Hang on. If there's one, there's going to be two. Told you. And so it's broken down into payments, and it's like $33 a month added onto my bill. I would love to get that paid off. I think I owe about $700 on there. I'd love to get that paid off and get my phone bill back down to $50. And I have a credit card that I'm moving things around to get super low interest, like ridiculously low interest, so that I can manage that in a way that makes good financial sense. So that's a good thing. In 11 months, I reached full retirement age. 66 years and 10 months. And at that point, I'm going to see where my health is, my mental health, my physical health. And I'd like to try to do something to earn some money. I don't know what that looks like for me with my anxiety. I don't know what it looks like. But I'd like to try to find something to do from home on the computer. George is an IT specialist, and so I have some things that I want to work on, and I want to do some side things just as I like really ease into my 70th year. There's just things because I want to be able to pay off these things that I'm talking about, And I want to be able to breathe a little bit easier. Getting groceries is really hard. Keeping everything paid and paid on time, and all that, it can be difficult at times. And but it's done. It's getting done. But I look at my life and I look at my moments and I ask myself, what am I doing? And what do I want to do? And what should I be doing? I don't have people around me. I don't know how to have people around me. I just spent an hour and 10 minutes with my old friend. He drove up from where he's from up, probably took him like 40 minutes. And we sat at the subway around the corner and I had water and he had an apple juice. And I'm talking. His apple juice was like this big. And I had a bottle of water. And it was $5.25. Now I'm saying that because isn't that ridiculous? But we sat and we chatted about life, and that was nice. But I don't have people around me. I don't have the okayness in me to pick up the phone and call some people that I'd like to talk to, that I would really like to talk to. This nervous tension is always in me, and my doctor said to me, it's all you know. I've been anxious since I was a little kid, and it is all I know. And so what do I do with that at almost 66? I, more than anything, am now really looking at every moment that I'm alive and trying to do something fun, something informative, something constructive, something that makes sense each moment, to feel fulfilled. So I'm curious what you're doing with your life. What are you doing with your moments? Are you gardening? Are you shopping? Do you get together with family and friends? Do you stay on your own and watch TV? Is that fulfilling for you? Are you lonely? Are you alone? And there's a difference. I have times, a lot of times, that I just want to be alone. And I don't feel lonely. George has paint class every Tuesday night. He's gone for almost 4 hours. I have that time to myself, and I need that, and he needs the time away and all that. But I'm just asking what everyone is doing with their life moments. What are you doing? How are you spending your life moments? And are you fulfilled? And if you're not, what can you do to be fulfilled? What can you do? I like being alive. I have things I'm working on health-wise. I have things I've needed to adjust to. I've had significant loss, significant, in the last few years. The last few years has taken a heck of a toll. And what I mean by that is, excuse me, it's been a while since my dad passed. That was in 2006. And then in 2008, I lost my niece. In 2009, a brother-in-law died. And then we hit like 2020, and just in a span of a couple years, my mom died, My youngest son's godfather died. My oldest sister died. My brother died in 2015. Another brother died in 2002. Sky passed away last year. George's brother passed away last year. And there's been one passing after another. And the circle continues to get smaller, you know, as we all age. And so I look at all the loss, and I look at who is still here, and what can I do? How can I get out of this fear, this my own fear factor, and do something big with my life, something big, something monumental. And I haven't figured that out yet. So I'm asking you what you're doing with your life moments. How are you spending them, and what are you doing with them? Are you listening to music? Do you have a good book? I listened to the Beach Boys' Greatest Hits when I was walking on the treadmill the day before yesterday. I listened to 20 minutes of the Beach Boys' Greatest Hits. And then yesterday I listened to 20 minutes of 70s classic hits. So it was Rod Stewart, Do You Think I'm Sexy? It was the Eagles, Hotel California. It was ABBA, Dancing Queen, and it was Fleetwood Mac doing Rhiannon, and it was nice. It was nice. George and I are talking about trying, maybe he would like to take me down the shore to the beach for a day or two, because it's my birthday coming up and our first year anniversary of meeting, and we're looking at the dynamics of that because of putting the new roof on the house, and whether or not that makes sense. And is this a thing where, because we are getting older, when do you do something to bring you some happiness and some contentment, knowing that it's going to add to something else, and you don't want that other thing to cause anxiety and worry. So you have to find that balance and what makes sense, you know. So what I really wish I had, and I don't know how to do this yet, is I so wish I had this circle around me. And there's enough people in my life that I can make that happen, but I have to make it happen. So what about you? Do you have a circle? Do you have someone you can call at 2 in the morning? Do you have someone you can go and have coffee with? Do you have a next door neighbor that you know their name, that you can go and knock on their door and say, do you need help? What do you have? Who's there? If you would share any of that with me in the comments, I would love that. I would love that. Maybe we can work on this together and see what comes of it. So I'm going to go for now. This is long, but I enjoyed this video. Please take care of yourselves. Throw in the comments where you are in life right now, and do you have a circle? And if you don't, do you want a circle? And how would you go about forming that? And if you have one, who is in your circle, and how is that working for you? That's what I'm thinking about. So take care. I'll talk to you guys soon.